I'm Jay Murray, and here on a positive note, we highlight the most heartwarming stories from all around our tri-state that move and inspire us. Now, despite the ongoing pandemic, many of our residents have had some pretty prosperous moments, like these two who managed to find, well, each other.
Holding hands lovingly, Jeffrey Miller and Gloria Alexis tell me they make each other very happy.
I told her the other day, this is the best thing that happened to me in my life.
Jeffrey is 76, Gloria is 71. They met about 2 years ago while staying at Amber Court Assisted Living.
Every morning, we in the dining room, we eat breakfast, and she always walked by the table and give me a kiss on the cheek.
Telling me they would often spend time with each other watching TV. Their feelings started to grow for each other.
There was something about her that attracted me to her. I like being with her. You know, makes me happy.
Gloria showing me her new engagement ring. She tells me what her reaction was when Jeffrey popped the question last week.
A surprise! He made me shaky, a surprise!
She had gone to the hospital for about 5 weeks, and in that time, Jeffrey planned the surprise, getting balloons, flowers, and the ring.
We're getting older, you know, be together, make me happy. I love that.
No matter what age you are, you always find love.
The staff here excited for the lovebirds. The two hope to tie the knot next month.
Over in New Jersey, a couple recently had not one, not two, not even three, but 4 brand new bundles of joy. That's right, first-time parents Jennifer and Nicholas Stepanowski left New Jersey as 2 and came back as 6. They had to travel to Arizona to give birth to their quadruplets due to some health challenges with the pregnancy. They welcomed 3 beautiful girls and 1 beautiful baby boy, Caitlin, Addison, Elmia, and Elliot.
It's exciting, but it's also extremely nerve-wracking to eventually have 4 kiddos that we're taking care of on our own. But I think once we get home, you know, a lot of our family is there and they're willing to help. And so I think that the transition will be difficult, but we'll get through it. We got through this far, so we'll get through it.
Let's all hope that Elliot grows up with patience because he'll need it in that girls' club. And that brings us into today's Did You Know, full of new knowledge you'll be happier for knowing. Did you know New York's greatest cosplaying event is going virtual this year? Comic-Con is teaming up with YouTube to give attendees a digital show. Now, I know what you're thinking. Half of the fun of Comic-Con is getting to see how people translate their favorite characters into unique costumes. But on a positive note, the panels will be live streamed. They'll still have professional workshops and, of course, implement watch parties. Plus, anyone who typically worries about funding their travel and stay in New York City will still be able to participate this way. Remember, there's a silver lining in every dark cloud. An organization servicing all of New York City is getting our babies prepped for success ahead of the school year.
It is the sound of back to school. Volunteers of America Greater New York is launching Operation Backpack 2020, a program created about 17 years ago.
We went from 600 backpacks to now we outfit the entire New York City shelter system. So any child in any shelter, if in the 5 boroughs who needs one, can get one of our backpacks.
One of those students, Dee Dee.
Once I received my first backpack, it changed everything. Little by gradually, it changed everything for me because I started worrying less about what I needed for school.
I'm so happy to hear that. It also chokes me up, I have to say. I've watched him grow up. I've known him since he was 15.
The administrator for the New York City Department of Homeless Services tells me she sees what it does to the children and parents when they get these backpacks.
It also says that we believe in you. So we're giving you these tools to say, right, you are no different. You are going to be able to be successful.
But this year things have been different due to the pandemic. They couldn't hold drives to get donations and had to pivot to get the supplies and backpacks needed for kids. And they still need help.
I still have some money to raise, but New Yorkers are generous, and I'm hoping, you know, when they see this and, you know, other efforts that we're making, they'll keep giving.
Keep giving to keep helping people like Dee Dee, who will soon graduate from college.
You will be surprised by what one backpack or one pencil could even do. You know, it changes a lot.
Efforts are in place to keep our streets clean thanks to the Boy Scouts in the Bronx. We have more on the young men stepping up to keep our neighborhoods beautiful and safe.
With gloves on and rakes in hand, these high school students, Boy Scout members, and concerned neighbors don't mind taking out the trash.
It's our responsibility to keep our neighborhood clean. We got to lead by example.
It's all part of the Operation Cleaner Streets, a monthly community cleanup program. Wednesday, the group getting down to some dirty work along Baychester Avenue near the I-95 corridor.
What we're seeing are masks and gloves being thrown around a lot.
Angela Morrison says it was important for her 12-year-old son, a member of the Boy Scouts, to participate in the cleanup.
I want him to know how to give back and not just sit and wait for others to give.
Since the COVID pandemic started, some Bronxites say they've noticed more overflowing garbage cans and trash littering their neighborhoods and sidewalks. Because of budget cuts, the Department of Sanitation has suspended its curbside composting, and street cleaning has been reduced to once a week. DSNY says the changes haven't affected curbside trash collection. Councilman King says everyone needs to do their part to pitch in.
We cannot keep pushing it on the system because at the end of the day, we are the ones who can get sick.
DSNY is urging New Yorkers to properly dispose of masks and gloves, adding in a statement that reads, quote, "Now more than ever, we need all New Yorkers to work together to help the city stay safe and clean."
As we head down to Long Island, there was a very special reunion between a doctor and the colleagues who saved his life.
Back in May, Dr. Farouk Ahmed was working around the clock, taking care of COVID patients at an East Meadow urgent care. So when he started having a severe headache, Dr. Ahmed ignored it, believing it was caused by the endless hours.
So I thought that no, this is stress because we are seeing so many COVID patients and taking care of them.
But when Dr. Ahmed called out of work, the medical director at the urgent care where he works became concerned.
I called him up and said, "Hey, buddy, what happened? Are you feeling well? Are you getting tired?"
Dr. Daniel Law didn't like what he was hearing, so he set up an appointment for a CAT scan.
He told me that he was having worsening headaches, not feeling right, and he was just getting really, really down.
That's when the decision was made to rush Dr. Ahmed to St. Francis Hospital in Roslyn, where the medical staff quickly discovered he had a massive brain bleed.
When he started experiencing those symptoms, unfortunately, they started coming on very, very quickly. And that's the danger.
The emergency brain surgery was successful.
We just got very lucky that we got him to the operating room when we did.
And today, Dr. Ahmed was able to once again express his gratitude to the doctors, nurses, and medical staff that saved his life just in the nick of time.
It can happen to anybody. Our body and life is very fragile. You need to remember that. And every moment counts.
Remember that string of horrible weather we had? Power outages for days for some residents and so many trees uprooted and damaged across the tri-state? Well, one local artist says Mother Nature's trash is his treasure. Meet the man seeing blank canvases and stripped tree trunks.
The tree was a beautiful old maple. We were determined to see what we could do to allow the tree to continue to speak. And when we saw Jared's work, we trusted him implicitly.
My name is Jared Welcome, and I am a chainsaw carver. Chainsaw carver is somebody that can take a blank slate of a stump, and we can create a piece of art from it.
It's amazing. It's just, starts with just a raw tree, and all of a sudden it appears.
He has to start with these very broad and rather crude tools, and you think, how's that going to wind up creating a work of art?
My tools that I use are basically, I use two chainsaws. One's a blocking saw to get rid of the big chunks, and the other one is more lighter on the body, so you're able to move it more, and that's where you can really do the details of the carving.
For me, watching him, it's quite awe-inspiring.
When I get up there, everything else goes away, and you want the carving, but there's all this stuff in your way. And to me, it's just a process of getting rid of the things you don't need in that long, and then dealing with what you're left with. people reach out to me to do chainsaw carving, just because of my knowledge and my passion for carving.
You see with Jared is a real sense of connection and a real sense of understanding the soul and the essence of whatever it is that he's been asked to amplify or to reflect.
I personally love the end of the day when I get to look up and see it all just starting to take shape. I really hope that a lot of people don't just get rid of the trees. I mean, these trees they've been here for so long. A lot of the trees are massive trees, and they've been here and they're such a big part of our history in Connecticut, and then you could have a whole new purpose to that tree. Just give it a new life.